Tyreek Hill sits atop all salaries this week, dudes. $8,500. That's a $100 increase from last week. And last week, by the way, he racked up just north of 4 DK fantasy points. So against the Raiders this week, Reid Fowler, is that salary too high or too low? Nobody knows the Raiders better and more than you do.
As a well-dressed host.
Oh,
Emerson,
look at this. Look at us matching. Yeah. This is us, dude.
Not even planned. Not even planned. But I will say that as you were talking, I was distracted by that beautiful hoodie you're wearing. And look, I think it's fine, right? Because we don't have Cooper Kupp, we don't have Adams, we don't have Jefferson on the main slate. So I think it's fine. I don't think it's too high at all. And when you take a look at what he does against the Raiders, or what the Chiefs have done against the Raiders, it makes a lot of sense. Am I going to be paying for it? Probably not, right? Travis Kelce is that guy in that game that I probably want to pay up for, just because every single game, twice a year, Travis Kelce rolls and he sees that silver and black and he goes absolutely bazonkers, if that's even a word. So I'm not going to be paying up for that. I want to pay up for the running backs. But yeah, I think it's fine.
All right, Pearce, his worst game of the season against the Broncos last time out. But this time around against the Raiders, is he worth the beefy price tag?
Yeah, he's always worth the beefy price tag. Yeah. He's always going to be too low based on his ceiling. You can't ignore the fact that he has these 2 to 3, sometimes 4 or 5 big games every season. Yes, his ceiling games have been few and far between, but that's the case for everyone. No one goes out there and hits their ceiling every single week, and I have no problem paying that price. And even with him not hitting his ceiling every week, he's having a really good season. It kind of gets lost in the mess that is Kansas City. We know their offensive line's not playing well. Mahomes isn't playing well. In general, the team's not playing well. But he's close to 100 receptions already and 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. So even in a down year where he's not 100% healthy, he's still producing. He still had those ceiling games. And as Reid mentioned, if there is a game where he can absolutely crush and have one of those ridiculous scores that we expect, it's against Las Vegas.
All right, Matty, he goes 7 for 83 and 2 tutties in week 10. Do you expect him to regain the bounce in his step this week?
It's really hard to say. I honestly think this is a very difficult team for the guys making the prices to figure out. I think this is just a tough job because the Chiefs are just so inconsistent this year. They've had a lot of games where their defense has just kept the other team off the scoreboard, and Mahomes hasn't needed to do very much. So yes, he struggled, but there have just been these game scripts. Last week was a good example where the Broncos did nothing offensively and the Chiefs just didn't need to pass very much. So I feel like it's probably a little too high, but there's always upside for Tyreek Hill to score 40 or more fantasy points. It's just, you don't really know when it's going to be. And this kind of feels like a week where the Chiefs won't need the scoring. They're pretty big favorites. But if the defense regresses a little bit and maybe they don't play as great as what they've been playing, maybe Mahomes does need to do more. So I'm a little torn on this one. I feel like it is worth a shot, but maybe it's just a little bit too high of a price where there are some good receivers that are a little lower.